Hey guys, so basic care and feeding of wigs. This is for if you're in a situation where you don't have someone who is taking care of wigs for you, you are taking care of wigs yourself. So basic parts of a wig. We have, a wig is usually given to you on a wig head. Sometimes they're made of styrofoam. This is a wig form, so it's a cork based with a fabric cover. It's a little bit more heavy duty and used to style wigs more often. Your basic synthetic wig, so that means the fibers that it's made of are plastic instead of real hair. You'll see inside it has a front, usually that has some nice soft fabric there that goes right against your skin, is a little bit of sweat absorbent, and then you'll see the tracks of hair are sewn around the scalp, and that is used to create the hair pattern. You'll also have these hooks on elastic, and those can hook either into loops down here or hook to each other to help secure the wig on your head. And then you'll also see these little sideburn things, and that's how you center the wig on your head. How you can tell if it's a side part or a center part, make sure your wig is centered on your head and doesn't look crazy and cockeyed, is to make sure those ear flaps are centered right over your ears. So you've got your wig, and now we're going to put it on the head, make sure to center it, and we're also going to use something, this is called a wig clamp, and it's just got a little piece that clamps right onto a tabletop, and then it has a little peg that goes into the bottom of your wig head. If you're doing a lot of wigs, these are really useful to have. It's got a little toggle there so you can move that peg around and angle the head the way you want it to, and then lock it into place. So that's a wig stand. So we're going to put the wig stand on the table. I'm going to put the wig head on the wig stand. And you can see on this particular wig head, it has seams running up and down the center front and at 3/4. So then we're going to take our wig. I usually grab it right by the two little ear flaps, and I'm going to center it right on this wig head. Then I'm going to take my wig pins, and I'm going to put one right in that ear flap, one right in that other ear flap, and then the last one right, not necessarily through the hair, but through the fabric of the wig base, and right at center front. So now we're gonna brush our wig out. All right, brushing your wig out. You're gonna need a couple of tools. I've got a good stiff brush with wide set apart bristles, and you can use either a spray bottle of alcohol, which this is 99% isopropyl alcohol, or you can use a spray bottle of water. Water takes longer to evaporate and dry. I'm trying to style this pretty quickly, so alcohol can evaporate and have your wig ready to wear pretty quickly. So we're gonna use that. So we're gonna start right in the front. I'll give her bangs a little spritz, making sure to get them nice and saturated. And then we're just gonna brush Now, the nice thing about synthetic wigs is that they're chemically set into shape. So you can brush them out and they will dry right back into the set that they were put into. And that makes them a little more resilient and easier to care for. So I'm gonna move on to the longer sections. I'm gonna take a little section out. With a wig this long, you want to take your time on it. Set aside at least an hour to brush out your wig. Notice that I am soaking all the way down the hair strand. We start at the bottom, pinch, and brush, work our way up. You see I'm pulling a little too hard on that wig and it's starting to tilt. It's a good indication of how hard you can pull on that hair, is that you want to be quite gentle. Wig hair does not grow back the way human hair does. All right, once a section of hair is done, separate it and move ahead, going all right around your wig. All right, so now we're going to talk about how to prep your hair to go under a wig. There are a lot of different aspects to this. In particular, I'm going to start with a couple of things. Brush my hair. So I have a hairbrush or a comb. I have my wig cap. And I also have some bobby pins. And I also have some self-adhering athletic support tape. You can also use Ace bandage. This is especially useful if you don't have a lot of hair. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about pin curls. So a pin curl is just like a tiny little bun that you create that creates an anchor point for your wig. There are two things that you want to do when you're prepping your head to put a wig on. You want to get your hair as flat to your head as you can, and you also want to create anchor points, specific anchor points, to pin your wig to, so that when you're off doing backflips on stage, your wig doesn't come off. So I am going to section off a little bit of front here and do a little pin curl. So usually when you prep pin curls, you want to put them in a couple specific spots, one of those being center front. So I've twisted this all together and then kind of looped it around into a little knot there. And I'm going to take a bobby pin and do a little X. Right through that little knot. So this means when I put my wig on, I have something that I can pin into that's gonna not have the bobby pin slide all over. Now, if you've got long hair, you wanna do pin curls at 5 points. You want it at center front, you want 2 at your temples, so 1 on each temple, and then especially if you're in a high movement show, you want 2 right at the nape of your neck. And you always want to put them in the same spot. That way, if you have wig changes, you know exactly where to find the pins to take your wigs out. The rest of your hair you can either put into more pin curls, you can do a map all over your head, or you can, if you've got a lot of hair, people will do French braids and then pin them up. If you have natural or unprocessed hair, or your hair is particularly brittle, and you know you're in a long run for a show, I recommend talking to your production team about getting your hair put in a protective hairstyle, because that is really useful for making sure your hair stays safe and keeping your wigs on through the course of the run. So I'm just going to do one more little pin curl. I don't have a lot of hair. I'll put that right back there. So now my hair is all nice and flat to my head. Now what do you do if you don't have enough hair to put a pin curl in? So that's where your athletic tape comes in. So this is something you're just gonna wrap right behind your hairline. And then tear. So that's nice and snug and has good friction. You want to make sure that it's back away from your hairline. So this, if you're pinning your wig and you don't have enough for a pin curl, you're going to pin right under that athletic tape, and that makes it harder for the wig and the wig cap to slip backwards. So next up, so you can see I've made sure this is back a little from my hairline, but it's still catching most of my hair. Next, we've got our wig cap, and that you start by setting right at your hairline and all the way around. So you don't want it to come further down your forehead, otherwise you'll get a weird line under your wig. You want the hairline for your wig to be as close to your natural hairline as possible in order to make it look natural. So now that you've got your hair prepped and your wig cap on, this should be nice and snug. If you're in a musical where they're prepping your mic to go into your wig cap, this is where you put on a second wig cap. So you would go to your sound department, get your mic pack, and tuck it right into your second wig cap so it gets sandwiched in between two wig caps to keep it nice and secure. So your wig, you're gonna go and you're gonna make sure pull all your pins out first so you don't accidentally rip your wig, which you can do. Now there are two ways to put on wigs. One is with help, and if someone is helping you put your wig on, what you're gonna do is you're going to put two fingers up right over your eyes, and you're gonna catch the front of the wig as they put it over your head, and you're gonna set that hairline right at the edge of your hairline. Setting that hairline is really important when you first get your wig on to make sure your wig sits nice. Which means that if you're doing it by yourself, I usually grab just above the temples, right where those little ear flaps are. I set it very long behind me, and I really want to set that wig hairline right at the edge of my hairline before settling down the rest of the wig. And do a little fluff in the mirror. And there it is. You've got a wig on. Next up, you're going to take wig pins. Now, you can use bobby pins in a pinch, but wig pins are a much bigger bobby pin and they have an open end, which we don't currently have. And you're going to take it, if you have a pin curl to pin into, you're going to set it back from the front of the wig, you're going to go through the wig and up under your wig cap and right through that pin curl. And then you're going to do that at all your anchor points. Now, if you don't have pin curls in, when you put that bobby pin in, you're going to go under the edge of your athletic tape, so that that's just an elastic band that's holding your wig on right now. Same at the other temple. So now I just have 3 pins in my wig, so that if I need to take it off quickly, I can find them quickly and flip it right out. If I need extra support, I'll put 2 in the pin curls at the bottom, or 2 right under the athletic tape at the nape of the neck. But really, more than that, you do not want to put in. More pins do not necessarily mean your wig is more secure. So, there it is. She's not going anywhere. Can headbang away. Okay, getting back out of your wig. So if you have a wig change or it's the end of the show, you're going to go through at your 5 points and pull out your pins. Now, if you have a wig team, never take off your own wig. They are very protective. They will come take your pins out and take your wig off. So, but if you have to do it yourself, taking your pins out, you're going to grab it by the nape of the neck and lift out and over, so that you're preserving any style that may be in there, so you don't have to brush and reset your wig every time. And then you're going to take your wig, I'm going to set it directly back on your wig head, not on the floor, because then you'll ruin your style and you'll need to restyle your wig every time. Usually I'll just put 1 pin in until I'm ready to style it again and set it aside. And there you are. All right, once you've finished with your wig, or at the end of the run, and it's time to reset your wig, you're going to want to clean it and wash it and let it dry before you return it. So how to wash your wig: once you're done with it, you're going to take all the bobby pins out and you're going to brush it again to get out any hairspray and get out any tangles. So go ahead, give your wig a brush. And then we're going to put it in a basin of cold water. So you can put it in a sink, or you can put it in a tub or a really big bowl. And you want a very gentle detergent. I usually use dish soap. And you're going to put that in there, give it a little swish around, but you really don't want to agitate it or crush it in any way or let it tangle, and let it sit for about 10 minutes. Then you're gonna rinse all the soap out of your wig, roll it in a towel to blot it dry, and you're going to hang it up. So when you hang your wig, it's easiest to do with a clip hanger, and you clip it from the nape of the neck and let it hang upside down to dry. You don't want to clip it from the front, because then you might get a weird crimp in your hairline. Hanging it from the back is generally the best way for it to dry. And usually you can let it dry overnight. It takes about 24 hours to dry, and then you flip it inside out and put it in a bag and return it.